Blessings, blessings, blessings. This is like heavy stuff. Heavy stuff to see what black artists are still going through today. And artists is huge. Is Kanye West being denied visas to come in an entire country to have a concert. We can't say that we didn't see this coming because sponsors was pulling out of it. Making the news, pulling out of the concert. And he made a statement by having the concerts that he did have. We all know, like, if given the platform, he's gonna make a statement. So people are like, we're not going to give you our country and our land as a platform. Who's to say, or what is gonna happen, or what would happen if Kanye West went online and said, okay, not a problem, my visa was denied to come to UK. Not a problem, y'all want me to come there. I don't want to come where I don't want to be. You know, they say, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. What if he said, okay, everybody from UK, we're gonna cover your flights and your hotel and food budget. Just cover the ticket like you was gonna do, and the transportation that you was, what if he's just like, yo, Kanye West offers to fly concert goers out. Everybody from UK, but I feel like, bro, he would have to do what Prince did and just have people just come out of underground tunnels and just, that's crazy. They want to stop this man from having a platform, and at the same time, people want to stop me from having a voice on YouTube and on social media. But the black man is always gonna have a voice. You know how many countries is out here speaking on the behalf of black prophets? They may not say the name, or they may say many different names. But we all know. That's why much love and respect to all of the black men that's ever showed me love, and all of the men, period, despite their complexion, that showed me love. Even if you was, born to two black parents, and was light skinned, thank you. Or, two, European descendant parents. And again, I wouldn't want to have that sort of responsibility that he has. People are really saying, strip him of his legacy and fuck his classics, when people still love his music. So many people still love his music. And I'm honestly unaware of a lot of what I have never really been on Twitter and X. I'm on it now, but only to speak to one company, not even to the public. Like, I'm realizing, damn, I should have been on Twitter all these years. Speaking to the public, so I'm not really familiar with, I've heard from other platforms, but I do know, like, it's wrong to come out with your personal views publicly, because people gonna throw stones and rocks at you from everywhere, even your own. That's what I'm going through, not just my own, but strangers. But yeah, man, that would be something. That would be something. I guess people at this point are not trying to see a digital show of Kanye West. People want live performances today. And now I'm looking forward in the future. I'm just like, okay, this kind of being almost restricted in the West. And if not restricted, but it's a selection on who gets to gather the public and perform for the public. I go through the same problems in the middle of the street, singing in the middle of the street, and businesses wanting to, I'm just like, man, I'm not a big, huge established artist like Kanye West or any of the artists and the names that have all this marketing money already invested into their likeliness. But even to be amateur has been a fight, and just resistance to sing. I wonder why all this resistance to do art. And it forces you to, fight back. Freedom of expression. Wow. I wonder what, okay, I was gonna say, I wonder what the United States feels about this. Him being shut out of UK. And it seems like a lot of powerful people in the United States probably had a lot to do with it. Because they said I would never perform in the States anymore. So damn, his fight is huge. The right to get a stadium and perform. Could you imagine becoming that huge of an artist and then people gotta go out of their way to gather to see you live? Or they gotta have money to do it. Again, that's why I'm just like, oh my God. In 10 years and 20 years from now, for example, Mr. Beast, I feel like Mr. Beast and Speed and a lot of these people, honestly, who is in a position to fly all of their supporters out and be able to perform for their supporters? That's what it looks like it's going to have to get to at this point. People gather where they choose to gather, whichever country. Everybody going to have to get passports, get your flight money, get your flight money, get your flight money. Get your flight money. Kanye West flies fan base out to see him perform live. That's what I would do. And then I hope he finds me and they find this idea and I get to perform with them. That would jumpstart my career. And again, I wish I could sing and just shed some light on both sides on both sides. And just say, black men are misunderstood. We're going to continue to be inner and understood, and to not, try and hold a black man down who is living and walking for his past mistakes or what he said, an expression, when there are ancestors and men and ancestors that are also still the ancestors and victims of the ancestors still awaiting justice. If Kanye West and all these black men are going to be held accountable, then there's so many people that need to be held accountable for their rights and wrongs. And people's grandfathers that is not people need to be start getting. Yo, shout out to T.I.'s son. T.I.'s like the kids will show up at the graveyard. Like this next and new generation of black and brown babies coming. What you gonna say to them?